Welcome to Radio Row. It is Friday morning, and I am joined by a very special guest, former NFL running back, mostly for the Philadelphia Eagles, a little for the San Francisco 49ers, Brian Westbrook. Brian, how you doing?
I'm doing well, Matt. How are you?
I'm good. We were just talking before we started this. You just got in here recently. So what are you down here for? I know you're doing something with NFL all day. If you could just explain to people what that is and why you're involved with it.
Yeah, I'm always about the fans, always about being able to promote the game, but also be closer to the fans. And NFL All Day has just done a great job. What they are is that they're the future of trading cards. And so back in the day when I was young, we had the baseball cards, football cards, basketball cards. Now NFL All Day has the ability to capture moments. Like moments in your career.
For sure.
I have one coming out. It's the 49-yard touchdown that I ran in 2006 versus the Giants. So it's just being able to capture the moment, and then the fans can go out there and capture multiple moments from their favorite players, their favorite teams. And so that's what it's all about. The great thing about NFL All Day is that they're allowing free signups. All you have to do is go to NFLAllDay.com. Each fan gets a $10 credit, so it's absolutely awesome.
Fantastic. I think that's great. And you're right. It is the future. Seems like everything's going that way.
That's right.
Speaking of the future, we got a game here on Sunday. You know Andy Reid a little bit.
I do.
From your playing days. What do you expect out of Andy this week? Not only just on game day, but just the way he'll get his team ready. You were in a Super Bowl with Andy as your coach. What do you expect out of him and the way he'll prepare the Chiefs and then utilize them Sunday?
Well, I know he's going to be prepared, number one, and that's the number one thing for every team. Be prepared. He's going to make sure that they pay attention to detail. They're going to make sure that everyone is ready. That's number one, right? Then he's going to explain the game. Some of these guys have been playing, they played in Super Bowls before. Some of these guys haven't.
Yep.
He's going to explain the game. The game is a little bit different. The process is a little bit different. And that's part of being prepared as well. The other part is that he's going to allow the guys to go out and have fun. Go out there, be yourself, be the person that has got you here. And if you do that, we'll be able to have some success. That's what he's preaching to his team.
How different was it for you? I mean, you went to that Super Bowl, right? And you guys, you had a week of intrigue, really, with Terrell Owens. He was coming back. He's going to be able to play. He ended up playing great. How difficult was it just dealing with everything that goes into a Super Bowl? Normally, you go on a road game, you land,
Yep.
you play the next day,
Yep.
You're on a flight out. You land for the Super Bowl, like, we're here for a week. We got all this stuff, not only with the media, but for family, for friends. How much different is the Super Bowl than even an NFC title game, anything like that?
Well, NFL players, really athletes in general, are creatures of habit. You just do the same thing over and over and over. Usually on Mondays you get a massage, you get stretch, you get a weight lift and things like that. And then when you're here, it's totally different. Different environment, different areas where you're doing some of these things. Sometimes you can't find some of those services in the Super Bowl city. And so it's just a different thing. And what the coach's job truly is to try to keep things as normal and regular as possible.
Right.
Unfortunately, sometimes that's easier than said than done. And so, for the most part, we want to make sure that we're normal, we're regular, we're in that routine. If we can do that, I think the play on the field is something that we can handle.
So you're in a unique position this week. You played for the Eagles.
I did.
You went to school in Philly,
Yep.
right? You're a Villanova guy. But on the flip side, you know a lot of guys at the Chiefs, not only Andy Reid, Brett Veach. Is it going to be a little bit weird for you watching this game? Or are you like, I love Andy and Brett, but I'm an Eagle? I mean, where are your
It's not going to be weird for me at all. I mean, I played 8 years in Philly, went to school in Philly. I kind of grew up and became a man in Philadelphia,
Sure.
so it's not going to be weird for me at all. I bleed green. I'm a fan. I'm a passionate fan, just like the crazy people in Philadelphia. I want Andy to do his job. I want him to, coach a great game.
Sure.
But, of course, I want the Eagles to win.
Sure. I had a feeling. You were such a good pass-catching back, and you had one of your 90 receptions. There were a few guys back then who caught the ball.
Yeah.
Larry Centers was a great pass-catching back. Marshall Faulk,
Yep.
another one. But now you see more and more of that where teams, the quick passing game, right? A lot of the quick game. Do you ever look at these games today and say, man, if I had played in this decade, in this era, with the rules a little more liberal for the offense,
Yeah.
I could have been even more dynamic? Or do you say, I played in the right era for me?
Well, I love being able to play in the time that I played in. But, when you look at where the game has gone, where the game is at currently, it's gone a long way. It's gone a very long way from where, listen, I played on the day where guys were getting 20, 30 carries a game.
Yeah.
That's not happening anymore. Now you have a combination of guys getting 10, 8, 9, 10, types of carries, and so it's totally different. But guys are being used out of the backfield. More importantly, coaches like Andy, Kyle Shanahan understand how to get their guys in space. And with that, you see some of these running backs, Alvin Kamara, Christian McCaffrey, exploding because of some of the things that they're able to do. Miles Sanders is the great example. Over 1,200 yards rushing, 11 touchdowns. He's able to do a lot of different things. It's because of some of the pass-catching ability that some of these offenses have.
Another guy I didn't mention that from your Philly days, it's on the other side on Sunday, Steve Spagnuolo.
Yeah.
And I'm curious, this game's interesting to me in the sense, Jonathan Gannon, D coordinator for the Eagles, they play a ton of zone, going to rush those 4 guys, and they're going to mix up the different zone looks. Spags, you never know what you're getting.
Well, he's going to bring it. This is what he does.
And that's what I was going to ask.
He brings it.
If you know one thing about Spags, he's a Jim Johnson disciple. And
Yeah.
if you know Jim Johnson, one of the best D coordinators ever. Pressure, blitzes from all angles. You kind of answered the question, but you expect a lot of pressure for Jalen Hurts in this game?
Well, I think one of the things that Spags does well, almost better than a lot of defensive coordinators in the league, is he brings that pressure. He comes from different sides. He makes it – he's faking one way and coming the other side. And there's a beauty in that because you can attack the quarterback. You can put the offense on their heels. The thing is, if you ever beat that blitz, if you have a chance to beat the covers or throw the ball before the blitz gets there, or even run the ball and make a guy miss – that changes things. And now Spags starts to say, okay, maybe I can't blitz anymore. Maybe I can't be as aggressive. So I think for the Eagles, the most important thing is be understanding that the blitz is going to come. And then when it does come, being able to handle it. And if you're able to handle it, there's a big play waiting for you.
Gives you the advantage.
Of course.
I'm curious. I know you didn't play quarterback, you're running back, but did you like playing defenses that blitzed a lot, or were you more of like, I'd rather face a team that's just going to drop 7, you're going to give us that front 4 look? Was there a preference for you either way when you played?
To me, it really didn't matter.
Okay.
I mean, I knew that there were some big plays to be made if there was a blitz. The hard part about the blitz for us is that I got to block, right? So now I got to find a way to block. Which is the one thing that I didn't want to do all the time, but I was forced to because we had to protect our quarterback. But listen, if you protect them, then you give yourself an opportunity for a big play down the field.
Were there times you lined up and you had a play called, maybe it was a screen, and you're looking, you're like, it's going to go for a long way? Like, what is that like as a player, a skill position guy, when you line up, you see defense, you get the look you've been looking at all week on film, and you're like, oh, we're about to hit him big. I mean, what kind of feeling is that?
You know what's ironic? I mean, I got that feeling almost every play. I'm like, okay, I can see myself having success in this play every single time. But there were certain plays where you say, okay, this is the look that we practiced,
right.
And now all you got to do is catch it and go off to the races. Make one guy miss or something like that, and you're off to the races. So that feeling it's kind of like you're laughing on the inside because you see the future, you see where it's going to go, and if that thing works out right, it's a touchdown.
What is it like watching Patrick Mahomes for you? I mean, I ask because obviously you played in Andy's offense, and now Andy has this kid who 5,000 yards is like an every other year occurrence. I mean, 2-time MVP now, win it last night. When you watch him, what are you thinking as a former offensive player?
Well, I see that offense, and I see it looks similar to the offense that we ran, but I also know that he took it to the next level. They took this offense to the next level with Andy and Patrick. Talent. What the fans love, what former players love, is watching the talent. He has incredible talent. He takes the offense and makes it look totally different because he can make it work inside the pocket, outside the pocket, and can be just as accurate inside the pocket as he is outside the pocket. Those types of things. That's a thing of beauty. And so he makes the game look good. That's what I appreciate the most about Patrick Mahomes.
Last thing, I know where you're going with this, but give me the score. Eagles and Chiefs, who you like in the game, and what do you think the score will be?
I mean, I like the Eagles. I think they have a balanced football team. They're well-rounded. They do a lot of things very well. They got a really good opportunity here in this game. I think they win the game 35-27.
Okay.
Yep.
Oh, hey, Brian, thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Really appreciate it. NFL all day. Brian Westbrook here. Super Bowl 57, the Chiefs, the Eagles down here in Phoenix.